This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of Texas, the prairie skies are wide and high. Deep in the heart of Texas, deep in the heart of Texas.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome to Omabwah, King of the Hill podcast. I am Mike. Oh yeah, he's not here. So there's no Rusty today. The poor man works an awful lot. And so we were supposed to start this at 9 a.m. It is 10:04 a.m. And I've yet to see hide nor hair of Mr. Rusty Shackelford. So I am going to do this episode with you guys watching, and hopefully we get through it. So I know Baby T is in the comments, and it's good to see you as always, buddy. Thanks for catching the interview. I appreciate that. Hey, if you want to see the interview that he's talking about, it is on our page. And it was just an interview on a local TV station talking about Gary Yap and the Kickstarter and all that. I really liked being able to talk to Gary Yap. That was so good. Yep, solo adventure today, buddy. All right, here we go. We are doing King of the Hills, Season 9, Episode 8. This is Mutual of Omabwah. This aired March 6, 2005. Hank realizes he doesn't have any homeowner's insurance. Dale realizes people are willing to pay money to be stung by bees. Bill and Boomhauer discover the pleasures of a deep fryer, and Peggy and Luanne get stuck at a highway rest stop. I've always liked this episode just because there are three fairly major stories going on. I mean, I know that the other two are kind of stupid, but I love the bee thing. And then on top of that, Peggy and Luanne fending for themselves is very nice. I like that a lot. All right. So we're going to start in the alley with three guys drinking. This would be Hank and Bill and Boomhauer. And we get the traditional yep. And then we hear a what the? And Dale comes in and he's got a beard full of bees. You remember when you would see those guys that had like a bee beard? I don't know what that's about. I don't know why anybody would do that. That just seems odd. Like, I don't know. You guys are probably not old enough to remember this, but there was a show on called That's Incredible, and had a bunch of washed up superstars or whatever on it, and they would bring on people that would do these incredible things, like, oh my God, he jumped a bathtub full of alligators, and oh my God, this guy, he's in love with the monkey, or whatever, right? I mean, it was sensationalistic TV before there was sensationalistic TV, you know? And one of the things I can remember from that is maybe a couple of times the guy's coming out with a bee beard, which okay, great. You got a bee beard. Now what? I mean, you got into it. Now you got to get out of it. I just never understood it. Plus, it's got to be sticky, right? Do they just squirt bee puke all over your face? I was going to say something else. I'm sorry. I didn't want to say that. All right. So he goes, Dale comes in. He goes, don't sting me. Hank says, Dale, what the heck are you doing with bees? Some guy hired me to clear him out of his attic. I was going to kill him, but how could I? Look at them. Aren't they adorable? Bees are not adorable. I guess they are kind of cute, says Bill. And they're entrepreneurs. These babies make honey, and honey is money, my friend. What do you know about beekeeping, says Hank. I know how to keep them from crawling up my nose. And so he like squirts out his nose. Now we got Bobby and Joseph watching Peggy come out of the car, and I believe she has groceries, and she's going into the house. She's going through the garage, so they've got one of those overhead doors, And I am only assuming this is right as maybe the first Star Wars movie came out, the first prequel, because they are playing Star Wars and they're talking a lot about clones. And so you hear Bobby say, "The clones are coming, Master Joseph." He sounds a little like Yoda. "The clones are coming, Master Joseph. We must reach Jedi Council. Oh no, the landing bay door is closing." And it's the garage door coming down. Uh, and Joseph, use the force to roll under the door. Joseph runs up, he rolls under the door. Bobby starts rolling way too early, and the boy is big, and he can't quite make it under the door. The door runs into him, and it crashes. And we don't necessarily see it squishing. It goes back over to the guys, and we hear a crash. And then once we hear the crash, Joseph comes running by, and he just said, "Nothing," and just keeps running. And then you know that something's up. So Hank is just like, and he goes back over there and he looks at it and he goes, "Dang it, Bobby, you bent the track." So he bent the track on the garage door coming down to hit him in the head, which is something that does happen. Yes, Dale is a fucking idiot. You're right about that. And then so Hank is over there and he's trying to figure out how Bobby could be such a dumbass and break the door already. Bobby says, "You fix bent stuff all the time, though, right?" "I can't fix this. I got to get a new one, which means I'll have to file an insurance claim." He goes, "Really? So anytime you break something, insurance gets you a new one? Hey, if you back the car into my bike, we can get a new car and a new bike." He thinks he's the smartest kid on the planet. "No, Bobby, it doesn't work that way. Insurance is a safety net woven from the trust between the policyholder and the guarantor. Insurance only covers accidents." He goes, "Oh, accident. Gotcha." Gives him a big wink and a click of the tongue, and then puts the bike underneath the truck wheel so he can run over it. I guess he just wants a new bike. All right, so we're in bed with him. It is 9:47 p.m., which I don't know about you guys, but my bedtime is generally about 9:30. I lay there for about an hour. My wife finally goes to sleep. Then I get up and I eat a handful of grapes and I pass out in my chair. So that's my exciting life as a 50 plus man. All right. So they're both in bed, and Peggy is there in bed, and she's reading A Dinner of Onions. So that's cool that came up again. She says, "On our way to the outlets tomorrow, I was thinking Luanne and I could stop for lunch at the Shoney's off exit 25. Hank's just like, "Oh." She goes, "What? You don't like that one?" He goes, No. It's a good Shoney's," which I'm sure he has some sort of system where he measures all the Shoney's by. By the way, this is another time to mention the wonderful. Baby T says, "And your premium goes up in price too." Yeah, that's absolutely right. I can remember having to use my insurance one time, and they canceled right after, which is insane. It is the biggest racket that is required of you is insurance. We're going to require it of you. You can shop around and get a better deal, but they can charge you whatever the hell they want, and they can cancel when you use it. What other product is like that? What other product is use it once and then F you? Okay, so she goes, "What? Well, you don't like that one?" He goes, "No, it's a good Shoney's. I'm so frustrated with Bobby. He thinks insurance is some magic fairy who just waves her wand and makes teenage jackassery disappear." She goes, "Oh, her wand. Huh. I always think of insurance as a boy." Okay. Inanimate things are supposed to be females. Is that right? Like, that's what my dad told me one time. And I've always gone by that. But when you think of like ships and stuff like that, they're all always she's and hers, right? I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I don't know why we have to assign a gender to inanimate things. That's just kind of crazy to me. All right. So next we see Dale, Bill, and Boomhauer. They're out back with Dale and tons of bees. So he's got those big wooden crates full of the bees, right? And he's pumping them full of whatever. I guess they do smoke or something to smoke them out. And then he's putting them over into some sort of weird press, which I didn't really understand because it seems to me like it would just kill all the bees. But whatever. He puts it into a big press, and here's, "Welcome to Gribble Honey Bucket. You're about to witness how Mother Nature turns a profit. Gentlemen, don your helmets." They put their helmets on. and it goes clank, 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 rah, 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 and it starts squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, and just one little drip of honey comes out. They kind of look at each other. He picks it up and he goes, I'm on my way. I've struck gold. Yummy, sticky gold. So, I mean, he's ready to go, man. He's ready to go. Everybody's standing there with a bee hat on. Now we're at the kitchen. Hank is looking through papers. In comes, Baby T says, yeah, it's super fucked up. Yep. And we're still talking about insurance. And then any vehicle that guy owns is usually named after a fit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but I don't know where that came from. I mean, but whatever. All right, so we're in the kitchen. Hank's looking at the papers. He's looking at the insurance papers, and in comes Bobby, and Bobby says, okay, Dad, the ladies are finally out of our hair. What's first, matinee or putt-putt golf? Well, he's got a big day planned for him. He goes, oh, I thought we'd have a talk about responsibility. Bobby's like, and he goes, now, since you were horsing around and broke the garage door, you're going to have to take care of it. Wait, you said insurance was taking care of it. Well, the claim settlement won't just come down the chimney like Santa Claus. Someone has to make the calls and file the papers. That's me, right? I want you to know our policy inside and out before you call Mitch Watson down at the insurance agency. Oh, no, he's got to call Mitch Watson. Don't waste his time. He'll hang up on you. So he leaves Bobby with the phone and the papers. Now we're at the farmer's market. And we've got Bill and Boomhauer and Dale is setting up a very lonely little table with a like an aquarium full of bees, and he's got like his little homemade sign and his jars and shit like that. And I think he thinks he's just going to sell honey, but something else happens here. So Bill's like, "How much you going to charge for your honey, Dale?" These people pay $5 for a carton of filthy mushrooms. So what do you think? 100, 150? Bill says, so where do you want me? Gone. Ladies with their trendy scarves and fancy coffees won't come near this place with you hanging around. You're absolutely right. Poor Bill. He goes, come and get your freshly secreted honey. Don't be put off by Irwin Allen's The Swarm or the tedious Peter Fonda film Yuli's Gold. It's the craziest sales pitch I've ever heard in my life. And these two girls walk up, and one of them says, oh, look, Allison, bees. I heard Jenna Elfman on Access Hollywood talking about somebody you don't see very often anymore, isn't it? Jenna Elfman? Was she Something in Me, or Jenna and the Guy, or A Man and a Woman Do Funny Things, or something? I don't know what it was. I remember liking her, but I don't know where the hell she went. She did? I hope she's not dead. Anyway, it says, I heard Jenna Elfman on Access Hollywood talking about how you can cure anything with the venom from bee stings. Y'all remember that? I remember that. Bee stings, says her friend. And Dale, yeah, bee stings. The lady goes, my nutritionist says it stimulates your body's natural healing response. A friend of mine used it during childbirth instead of an epidural. Bullshit. She walks up and she goes, how many stings do I get for 150? He goes, you got to hand it to Dale here for thinking on his feet. Well, the going rate is 12. She goes, oh, that's a really good deal. He goes, it really is. He just made it up. Oh, okay. He goes, okay, so do you want to get up on the table, or would you rather have me shake it up and dump some out on you? That's a wonderful business model right there. Shake up some bees and pour it out on people laying on a table. All right, we're back at the kitchen with the papers and the phone, and Hank comes in. Bobby looks like he's bored to death. Hank comes in and says, okay, last question. Our policy is an HOA plus. What does it cover? Bobby's like, all major perils except sinkhole, nuclear accident, war. Oh, I think you're ready for Mitch. I'll listen in. If Mitch asks, tell him this call is being monitored for quality assurance. I mean, Hank would do a really good job at running a call center, I believe. Hang on one sec. Sorry, it's still coffee time here. Okay. So Bobby takes a breath, and then he calls. And you hear a guy with an Indian accent, which I am not going to do, on the other end of the phone say, hello, this is Plainsman Insurance. This call may be monitored for quality insurance. He goes, good afternoon. My name is Robert Hill, policy number G-75-658. May I please speak to Mitch? He goes, Mitch is not here. He goes, Okay, then thanks. And then Hank's listening on the other phone, and he's like, "Oh, hey, this is Hank Hill, policyholder. When will Mitch be back?" He goes, "He's in the loo, bathroom. And according to our records, your policy has been canceled for non-payment." He goes, "Canceled? Listen here, I have never missed a payment. I'm coming down there right now so I can straighten this out. Tell Mitch I'm on my way." He goes, Plainsman's customer service operation has been moved to a central call center so we may serve you more efficiently. I'll be happy to help you. He goes, well, just give me your new address. And remember, we're all being monitored here. He goes, actually, Mr. Hill, we are in Bangalore, Maine. Sorry, Maine, Bangalore, India. And he goes, India? No wonder you guys lost my payment. I demand to speak to your supervisor. He goes, please hold. Bobby, grab my checkbook. I'm going to kick this guy's ass over the phone. Then another guy comes on. Oh, Baby T says, Bobby should have known that he wasn't going to have fun here stuck with his dad all day. That's true. I guess, you always keep out hope, right? My dad always took me fishing. And boy, did I hate fishing. It's just so much waiting. I think now, though, like at this point in my life, I would probably enjoy it just because it's quiet. But then I'd want to be on my phone the whole time or making an app or programming a thing. This has always been my like rest is working on like projects and creative stuff and things like that. That's always been my outlet. Started with a Commodore 64, worked all the way up. Had a Amiga. I don't know if you guys remember an Amiga, but it ran on cassette tapes, which is insane because you could take that same cassette tape and put it in your car stereo and it'd go because it was just data, don't know how I got there, but there you go. Not if your dad was Hank. That's right. All right. So he says, please hold. He said, Bobby, grab my checkbook. I'm going to kick this guy's ass over the phone. Another guy comes on. Hello, am I speaking to the gentleman with the delinquent account? He goes, no, listen, there's been a mistake. I sent you my payment on. And he's looking through his checkbook and he goes, I sent you my payment. He comes to the check. He realizes the check is still there. It was never sent. By the way, his payment's only $150. I would kill to have my insurance payment only be $150. He goes, and then the guy on the other end of the line says, I'm sorry, could you repeat that? And now Hank knows he's screwed up. So that takes us to our first commercial break. We'll do that and we'll be, oh shit, he's not here. Right back.
Join the Daily High Club, the premier destination for glass water pipes, vaporizers, and accessories. Since 2015, we've sold over 1 million quality products and teamed up with legends like Snoop Dogg and Tommy Chong. Ready to elevate your smoking game? Visit dailyhighclub.com for our El Primo subscription box or shop unique pieces today.
Discover the world of luxury sex toys at Luxury Toy X and indulge in the ultimate pleasure experience. For years, we have been dedicated to the belief that sexuality and wellness are essential components of a happy and healthy life. With over 70,000 satisfied customers, we take pride in our ability to provide products that enhance your sexual well-being. Join our community of satisfied customers and unlock a world of pleasure and self-discovery. Visit luxurytoyx.com today.
Polo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I'm Hunter, the founder of Hello Cake, and today we're digging into ED meds. The number one thing we hear is that guys are sick of waiting for ED meds to kick in. Traditional ED meds take about an hour to kick in as they have to go through your digestive system, where Hello Cake's ED medication dissolves under your tongue and works in about 15 minutes. That's about 3 times faster than traditional ED medication. Curious about ED meds? Go to hellocake.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness, brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious. Find your blend at hempdelicious.com.
Baby girl, were you staring at me? You know that's not convincing, right? Try again. Well, you shouldn't just be staring then. You should taste.
I'd miss your presence, your laughter.
Hey, there we are. We're back. Okay. I say we're, but okay. So we stopped with Hank figuring out that he never sent that check. And boy, is that a big F up in Hank's mind. So we start back with Bobby and Hank. And Bobby's first. Dad, if we go to India to straighten this out, can I ride an elephant? He's always worried about the best things. Just give me a second, Bobby. Sit down. All right. Here's where we are. I made a big mistake. We got no insurance. Okay. Bobby, don't you realize how important this is? All our policies have lapsed. Our house, everything in it, our vehicles, nothing is protected. The safety net's gone. Gone. Bobby's like, I hear the words you're saying, and I believe you believe it's important. He goes, dang it. Don't you get it? Okay. Nothing good happens when a homeowner panics. Now we need a plan. I'll overnight a check to Plainsman. That way we'll be covered again as of Monday morning, but we've still got to make it through the next 36 hours. Bobby says, hey, we could go to Six Flags and get a 2-day pass. Ooh, I think they call it a Twicket. I think I remember when they called it Twickets, and those are stupid. No, we have to stay home and keep an eye on the house. Here's what we're going to do. I'll inspect and secure the house's vital systems, starting with the plumbing, while you test all the smoke alarms. Bobby's over at the toaster, and he goes, all right, just let me make some toast. It's such a bad idea. No toast. Not until I check the circuitry. Now, I better call your mother and tell her to stay put while I'm gone. Don't cook anything, flush anything, or turn anything on. Then we see Peggy and Luanne at the rest stop. You know, they were going to the outlet malls and the Shoney's and all that BS. She's on the phone with Hank. She's like, not insured. That's terrible. No, you're right. We can't risk it. Okay. We won't drive. Are you serious? I promise we won't drive. She hangs up. She says, okay, Luanne, it turns out we are uninsured. So your Uncle Hank wants us to stay here until everything's straightened out. But I don't want to stay here. Oh, what if we drive home really, 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 really fast? That way we won't be on the road as long. She's a genius. No, Luanne, if something happened, we couldn't afford another car. So we'll just stay here and make the best of it. We just have to be creative. Okay. From now on, let's talk like this. And then she laughs. She thinks creative is the same as funny, I guess. So she pretends to be a monster. Yeah, that's what Luanne does. All right, now we're at Passage's Health Food Market. Dale has his Bugabago parked out there. He's got his sandwich board sign that says bee venom therapy, bee, leave it. Dale and Joseph are out there. And they're both dressed in lab coats with like science goggles and things like that on. And he says, it's true. Bee venom is the penicillin of the 21st century. He's trying to sell to the whole parking lot. It cures everything from toothaches to ADD. Isn't that right, young Joseph? My head hurt, but now it doesn't. My head hurt, now it doesn't. Step right up and tell me what ails you. Somebody comes up, or 3 or 4 people are kind of standing there listening to him. He goes, my neck's kind of stiff. 8 bee stings. You? I feel fine. 6 bee stings. You? Planter's wart. Oh, 13 bee stings. Everybody's just like, oh. I love when it says things in the script like approving murmur. Saw one the other day, choose in Spanish. I'm not sure how you do that. All right, so we're back with Bobby and Hank. Hank is over checking the phone outlets for some reason because they do have the tiniest bit of power going into them. By the way, if you keep a landline, you'll always be good no matter what happens because things have to go really balls to the wall shit-faced to screw up your landline. Even when you don't have electricity, it'll still be there. How come Mom's not allowed to come home? Weren't you listening, Bobby? This is serious. We all got to do our part to get through this weekend. Have you checked the smoke alarm in the hallway? No, but it's just a hallway. There's nothing there to catch on fire. A hallway is expressway flames used to spread to the rest of the house. I love that because that is something like Smokey the Bear should be like standing there with his hand on his shoulder. He goes, maybe that's just something the guy at Megalomart told you so you'd buy more smoke detectors. Dang it, Bobby, this isn't about some sales pitch. Fire can burn down a house like that, and our equity's gone. 15 years of house payments for nothing, because without insurance, we couldn't afford to rebuild. Huh? We'd have to set up a tent on the ashes of what used to be this house. A tent? Where would I put all my clothes in a tent? Oh, your clothes would be gone, Bobby. You'd have to wear the clothes that Reverend Stroop collects for the poor people at church. Tough skins? Yep. And it's not just fire. I remember tough skins. It's tornadoes, lightning, golf ball size hail, and destroy everything we've got. Now, why don't you go and check the strapping on the water heater? Texas hadn't had a major earthquake in 165 years. We're due. Whew, the strapping. So a lot of times when you have a water heater, you strap it down to the foundation so that if there is something, it doesn't move. We don't really do that here in Texas because, like you said, it's been 165 years. We don't really have earthquakes here. And if we do, you probably got bigger problems than your water heater falling over. All right. So we're with Bill and Boomhauer. They are in Bill's front I guess it's his front driveway. I don't know. These houses always confuse me the way they're laid out. But they're frying everything. Like, well, I guess I get to that in a minute. But right now they're frying bananas at home, right? So they're figuring out these things were so great there that they were going to try doing it there. Did we read through the banana part? I think I may have missed that part. Oh, I did miss that part. You know what? This was when they were at the farmer's market. Bill and Boomhauer are over there eating samples. And Bill says, I'm still hungry. You want to do another lap? And then a guy behind him says, interest you fellas in a fried banana? Bill's like, you can fry a banana, but it's fruit. He goes, here, just try one. He goes, oh, this banana's delicious. The monkeys must never find out. Sorry, guys, I completely skipped over that part. So now this part makes sense. They're at home trying to fry these bananas now because they figure they can do it there. It's so much better frying at home. I can eat fried bananas while looking at Hank's house. Boy, what a what a hobby. He goes, they're pulling out the bananas, they're trying them, they're eating them, and then he moves a banana. Boomhauer moves one of the bananas, and he sees like a Snickers bar, right? It's a candy bar, and Bill looks at him and goes, "Really, fry a candy bar? That's crazy." Okay, and then they put it in, and he's like, ooh, you just can't wait for it to come out. He goes, take it out. Boomhauer takes it out, shoves it in his mouth, and he goes, oh, hot, oh, so good, oh, burning, oh, chocolate, oh, if we can fry a candy bar, we can fry anything. Now it's nighttime, it's at the rest stop, so we still got Peggy and Luanne there, and Luanne, it is a beautiful night, Peggy. She goes, Luanne, just stop it. Well, I'm getting hungry, and unless you want to go hunt a squirrel, I guess we're eating at the vending machines. And then she goes upstairs, tries to put 20. I only have 20s. Do you have anything smaller? I only have nothing. And then they see a squirrel run by, and they kind of look at each other. So I guess they're going to eat squirrels now. It's the Hill House the next day, so they had to stay there all friggin' night. Hank and Bobby are still doing stuff. Bobby is checking all the batteries and everything to make sure they're good, because I guess batteries will explode on you. And the doorbell rings. Bobby gets up and goes to the door. There's a very sketchy looking Joe Dirt looking guy with a cigarette and a box that says danger, live bees on it, all over the thing. And he goes, yeah, I got this box of bees for Dale Gribble, but no one's home. Mind if I leave it with you? He goes, Dad, situation at the door. He goes, oh, coming. He comes to the door. Can I help you? Yeah, your neighbor, he bought these 10 pounds of bees. He bought these 10 pounds of bees from me. I was going to leave it there, but ain't no one home, so I was hoping I could leave it over here. Mind if I leave it here? He looks at him, looks at the door, looks at the bees, looks at the box, looks at his cigarette. He goes, you're going to have to go. And he closes the door. Then he opens it back up, takes a cigarette out of the guy's mouth. He goes, this too. He closes the door again. He puts the cigarette out in a plant inside his house, which I don't really get. I would do that outside. He goes, okay. He's talking to Bobby. Okay, good job calling me, Bobby. But next time, don't even open the door. It's our last line of defense. I know the mat says welcome, but actually, I better pick that up. So he picks up the welcome mat. All right, so we go back over to Bill and Boomhauer. They are frying everything. We see some onions, some pickles, some shrimp, some cheese, some fruit, a salami. I mean, anything you can think of is there on that table. Yep, fried Twinkies. That's right, baby T. Bill is just eating on stuff, and he goes, if everybody fried their food, there'd be no war. And Boomhauer's like, He goes, what shall we try next, Boomhauer? I'll tell you what, man, dang old fried chicken, man. Fried chicken, refried? Damn. And then they refried. He goes, so hot and good. I wonder if more heat would make it more good. I tell you what, man, talking about dang old mo hotter, mo better, man. He goes, and then up comes Dale. What you doing? He goes, frying. And then Dale trips over an entire ham. That's right, an entire bone-in ham. He falls on the ground and apparently like breaks his arm, I guess, because it starts swelling up. He goes, my favorite arm. Bill and Boomhauer come over and they go, it looks pretty bad, Dale. Do you need to go to the doctor? One doctor? I'm going to go to about 2,000 buzzing ones. So he's going to try to fix his broken arm with a bunch of bees. Now we're back at the rest stop. Luanne is just staring at the vending machines because she's so friggin' hungry. Her stomach is, she goes, stop it, stomach, you're scaring me. Aunt Peggy, did you find change? She comes up and goes, no, but it's been 18 hours and we need to eat. And she's got this giant log, like part of a tree with her. And she goes, now pick up the back of the end of this branch. We're going in. 3, 2, 1. And they rush towards the vending machine with the big log. And she goes, soup's on. And then you hear a long, long grunt and an exhausted sigh. Once they hit it, nothing happens. Then Luanne decides, screw it. And she just goes and runs into it with her shoulder as hard as she can, and a bunch of crap drops out. So they got some chips and things to eat. Now we go back to Bill and Boomhauer. They now have an entire fish that's been battered. By the way, all of this shit has been battered, right? So I don't know how much batter they're going through, but it's quite a bit. He goes, we buried the needle, Boomhauer. We're frying where no man has fried before. A cold beer is going to taste so good with this scalding hot fish. And then he drops one of the beers he's trying to pick up right into the grease. They go, oh, oops. Oh, and they watch the beer, and then boom, it shoots out up into the sky, way up into the sky. And then it goes and goes and goes, and they're watching it. And then we see Bobby in his room. He's checking on some stuff, and then he hears bam when that beer can hits the roof. And Baby T says Peggy's better at kicking the vending machine. That's absolutely true. And it hits the roof, scares the shit out of Bobby, and he goes, I want insurance. Now we see Luanne in the 3-point stance. Oh yeah, that's right. She kicked it. This is when Luanne does it. And Peggy goes, oh no, I'm sorry. Luanne's already done it with her shoulder, because she goes, how's your shoulder? I could use a Coke. Luanne yells and she runs into it and goes, root beer? Now we're back with Dale. He is getting his bee stings to fix his broken arm, which is never going to work. He goes, one more sting and my treatment will be complete and cured, because he's over there getting bee stings and Joseph's helping him and stuff. He goes, okay, Joseph, take that stick and poke me in my once again robust arm. He pokes it. He goes, oh, see, I don't feel a thing. Wait a minute. I don't feel a thing. Your venom did nothing. You betrayed me. Well, you may have destroyed my arm, but my legs are still feeble yet functional. He runs. He's screaming, and he kicks out the bees. They all get into a swarm, and they start flying around. They chase Dale, and Joseph's there with a stick, and so he makes lightsaber sounds like the big idiot that he is. Bobby is over next door. He's taping up windows, like, you know how you tape the glass so it won't shatter or whatever. I don't know if that works or not. He comes up and Dale slams into the door and he's like, "Hey, help me in. Bobby, open the door. The bees are coming." He goes, "Dad, situation." He goes, "Bobby, quick, help me." He slams on the glass. He goes, "Sorry, Mr. Gribble, you're a potential property hazard. Come back Monday." And he goes, open up, open up. He closes the blinds on him and then he turns up the music as loud as he can. And that takes us to our second commercial break. Dale's outside getting stung to death. Bobby is inside scared shitless. And the musical sounds of probably Twisted Sister or something are playing very, very loud in the Hank Hill house. We'll be right back.
Deep in the heart.
Farmhounds offers natural treats and chews made with quality products that support family farms, regenerative agriculture, and humane farming practices. Give your dog the best with wholesome, organic ingredients that promote health and happiness. Shop now at farmhounds.com.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Protect your online privacy with NordVPN. Browse securely, access content from anywhere, and keep your data safe with military-grade encryption. Whether at home or on the go, NordVPN ensures your digital freedom. Stay secure. Download NordVPN today at nordvpn.com. That's NORDVPN.com. Looking for tickets to the hottest shows, games, and events? Ticket Liquidator is your one-stop shop for great prices, no hassles, and guaranteed tickets. Since 2003, we've been connecting buyers and sellers, providing access to sold-out events at prices lower than most secondary market options. Whether it's sports, theater, or concerts, our massive nationwide network ensures you get the tickets you want, guaranteed. For the best seats at the biggest events, start with Ticket Liquidator today at ticketliquidator.com. That's TICKETLIQUIDATOR.com. Ticket Liquidator.
And we're back. All right, so we got Dale outside. We got lots of rock music playing very loudly. By the way, Baby T says Dale should have gotten the My Girl treatment with those bees. Very much so. He is screaming outside. He's banging on the window. We come back, and that is still what's happening. There's lots of loud music. Hank comes into the room. He's dressed like a friggin' OSHA worker, like he's got the vest, the helmet, the whole thing, the goggles. Bobby is taping books onto the shelf so they won't fall off, which, okay. So he comes in and he goes, "Bobby, what the heck's the radio so loud?" He goes, "Mr. Gramble ran over screaming for help." And then you hear Dale screaming outside, "Ah, for the love of God, Bobby, have mercy." He looks out and he sees the bees in swarm just chasing Dale down the street. You just hear him saying, "Oh God." He goes, "Bobby, why didn't you help him? Why didn't you call 911? He goes, "I was securing the perimeter." "Yeah, I'd like to report a man being chased by a swarm of bees." "I see. The emergency vehicles are all tied up." So he tried calling 911. That's what he got. He goes, "Good. Last thing we need are fire trucks and ambulances racing over here. They'd probably take that corner too fast and bam, right in the living room." He's got Bobby scared shitless now. Just over this insurance stuff. You still hear Dale screaming outside. The rock music still playing. He turns it off and he goes, "Come on, Dale's in trouble. We need to get out there." He goes, "Out there with the bees and the hail and the A-bombs." He goes, "Bobby, I think you're getting a little carried away." He looks over. He sees himself in the mirror. He sees all the stuff he's got on. This is our morality twist here. And he goes, "And I guess I pushed you there. Doesn't mean to scare you, son. Sure, I wish we had insurance because there's a chance something bad could happen to the house if we leave it, but something bad is definitely going to happen to Dale if we don't. You hear Dale screaming. You hear a big metallic clunk outside. And then Bobby says, if we go outside, are you sure everything's going to be okay? He goes, there's nothing out there we can't handle. I promise. He just kind of sighs and goes, okay, Dad. They open the curtain, to the sliding glass doors. You see outside straight ahead, you see Bill and Boomhauer on fire. Everything is on fire over there because they've let it get out of control. Little piece of this is on fire. Part of his roof is on fire. The giant turkey's on fire. I mean, everything's on fire. And then he looks over and you see Dale running around being chased by the bees. You hear a lot of grunting, a lot of screaming. And then Bobby says, Mr. Dotreeb's on fire. He goes, that'll happen. Bill, roll. Bobby kind of gasps at what's going on, but you see Bill kind of roll. And then these three things pop out of the air and fall at Bobby's feet, and they're potatoes that are on fire. He goes, He goes, just flaming potatoes, Bobby. Why don't we put those out? Now we go over to Dale's truck. Did he tell him to run to the truck? Man, I am skipping so much here, guys. I don't know what it is. He keeps me on track. He goes, I didn't mean to scare you, son. Sure, I wish we had insurance, but there's a chance something bad. If we don't, Dale's going to go, okay. Go outside, everything will be okay. Where are you going, Bobby? It's not a big deal. It's just a little fire and more bees than I remembered. Hey, Dale, run to your van. He gets in and they all fly away. He goes, there's no problem. Now, Dale's arm looked pretty bad, so we should make sure he's okay. They step out. Bobby's like, fire! He goes, good eye, Bobby. We can easily put that out with some potting soil. He's got a wheelbarrow full of potting soil. And so they start doing that. He goes, hey, did you ever think you'd see a fire in the alley? Kind of funny when you think about it, isn't it? And Bobby's like, yeah, funny. And then you hear, dang old man. And then you see a turkey get stuck on Bill's foot, and he's screaming and grunting and rolling around. And that's when Bobby says, Mr. Dotreeb's on fire. He goes, that'll happen. Roll, Bill, roll. Bobby kind of gasps when those flaming potatoes hit. And he goes, flaming potatoes, Bobby. Why don't we just put those out? All right. So now we're in Dale's truck, and Dale is not looking so great. He looks like he's been stung by a shitload of bees, and he also looks like he is just about to pass out. And you hear him say, Joseph, I'm having some sort of reaction, but I'm only allergic to shellfish and bees. Joseph, he looks over and there's nobody there. He goes, you were never here, were you? This could be bad. Mouth is so dry. He just starts groaning and groaning and groaning and groaning. And then he gets out and he starts ambling over towards Hank and Bobby like a zombie. And he goes, Hank, I don't feel so good. And he goes, that's why we're going to take you to the hospital. Come on, let's go. Boomhauer, Bill's flared up again. And he says, kick some dirt on him. So he kicks some dirt on him and stuff. And they finally put out each other. Now we're in Hank's truck. And Dale says, stupid bees. Look at that big purple one trying to get in. And we see it's not a big purple bee. It's the fact that his finger is stuck in the door and it's turning purple and he can't even feel it. That one made me wince just a little bit. He goes, look at that big purple one trying to get in. He goes, okay, let's get you to the hospital. Bill and Boomhauer are out and they're drinking and they're eating turkey now, even though everything was on fire just 2 seconds ago. They drive to the hospital. And they come out and says, Bobby, or as they're driving, Bobby says, that wasn't so bad, but I'll feel a lot better when our coverage kicks in. He goes, yep, you're going to make a great homeowner someday. Hey, how'd you like to adjust the deductible on our umbrella policy? He goes, would I? And then he says, we'll call India in the morning. And then it goes black. It goes to the answering machine in the Hill house. It rings. It picks up. An answering machine is what used to answer the phone for us kids. And the recorded message says, "The Hills are away from the phone. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you." That seems like a very Hank Hill message, very short and to the point. You hear a beep, and then you hear Peggy on the other end. "Hank, it's me. Please tell us we have insurance so Luanne and I can come home. I am so sick of eating junk food." Oh, good. The police are here. Oh, no, officer. The vending machine was on its side when we found it. And then we get our credits. And that is it. And now, after the credits, we do hear Bill say, "The monkeys must never find out." But that is it, guys. You got a full episode with just me. I hope I did okay. If nothing else, I did it. And that was episode from season 9, episode 8, Mutual of Omabwah. It aired March 6, 2005. Normally, I say you want to tell them where they can find us, but I will tell you that this time. You can find us on any social media platforms. I believe it's KOTH BWAAA or something like that. I don't know. Look us up. You'll find us. Thank you all for being here, Baby T. Thanks for always contributing. We really appreciate it. Anybody else that got on and got off, thank you so much. And I believe that leaves us with one thing left to say. And that one thing is, make sure you check your policy. Nope, it is Wimatanya. We'll see you guys again. Bye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.